Okay. All right, guys, welcome to our team call. It's January 24th, and I'm turning the call over to Logan and Leslie and Lynn. This weekend, one thing that Danny said was build your business so that it can run without you, and I think this is completely evident of our team going in the right direction, because I completely unplugged for the weekend and our team page was still hopping with posts and questions and videos and whatnot. And then Logan said, we've got the team call under control. Don't even worry about it. And I said, bless you. You are amazing. So I'm turning it over to Logan, and I'm excited to hear from you ladies.
All righty. So we're going to start off just kind of by picking up a little bit where we left off on our last team call. So on our last call, we were talking about goals and vision. And after the call, I had a post in the team page asking everyone to kind of identify what their top 3 goals are going to be for the year. And so I'm actually going to go back and read through what some of the goals were that you guys had identified you want to work on for the year. So let me scroll back up here to the top of the post. I'll start with mine. So one of my goals is to go elite. I want to move up to organization leader on the leadership ladder, which means building up a couple leaders underneath me while continuing to hit Success Club and build volume in my team, and pay off credit cards and student loans and start saving for a new house down payment with our Beachbody income, and then taking a family trip to Disneyland. Something fun for the family. Erin Holland has a goal of $1,000 a month, ending the year as a 2-star and having an active challenge group of 50 or more people that are her coaches and customers, which is amazing. Leslie wants to be premier, 3-star diamond, buy an SUV and pay for the car payment with her first paycheck of the month every week, or the first paycheck of the first weekly paycheck of the month, if I say that right. Lisa wants to go diamond, pay off debt, including credit cards, and actively help at least 50 people. Megan Donnelly wants to go 2-star, use her Beachbody income to put towards her student loans, and she's shooting for $1,000 a month and hitting Success Club every month, meaning that she helps at least 36 women over the course of the year. Haley wants to go elite, organization leader on the leadership ladder, buy a new car, pay off her school student loans in full, and help 5 of her personally sponsored coaches hit diamond and maintain diamond, and at least 2 of her personally sponsored coaches advance to 2-star diamond, which is awesome. Nina wants to cover the cost of her shakes and her husband's shakes, and also cover the cost of their motorhome payment. And she says she's not in it for the money, but she is super excited about meeting people and building friendships and relationships, which I absolutely love. Liz wants to go diamond, but actually 1-star, and I'm actually going to push it to 2-star by helping her personally sponsored coaches build to diamond, save money to help her husband buy a truck. I hope he's not sitting right there. That he deserves, and find a way to really reach those people who need this lifestyle but don't believe that they can financially afford it, especially her sister. And that one hits me in the gut because I have family in the same situation. Erin Crinklaw wants to quit her current part-time job so that she can be at home with her little one. That's her biggest one and most important one right now. And then be able to make more than just the minimum payments on her student loans and help pay for their family trip to Disneyland in San Diego in October. Abby wants to go diamond, and that should be happening super soon. and make enough to cover the costs of the business, like business fees, her and her husband's Shaco, and start specifically inviting people to this journey. Yes, that is crucial. Rhonda is ready to go diamond, help 25 women this year change their lives and earn enough to pay for a bungalow on an ocean vacation. Love that. You have to throw fun stuff in there, otherwise it just gets boring. Jennifer Rosenberg wants to set up 5 business accounts, become a certified PIO instructor, and get at least 10 neighbors signed up as customers and or coaches. Renee wants to get organized. I feel ya. She wants to be a 2-star diamond, save up to go to Hawaii with her family, earn enough to cover the cost of the Success Club trip to Riviera Maya, put money towards their cars, and use some of the money for something fun for herself. Chandra wants to keep a daily schedule while she's in nursing school, gain confidence, help one person a month, and turn challengers into coaches, and go diamond by doing all of the above. Lindsay Gilmore wants to go diamond, make extra income, not to leave her job, but to save for their family dream of adopting or fostering a child. And while becoming diamond, she wants to be organized enough to set her coaches up for success so that she has lifetime coaches and not just 1-month shake orders. I think that's a goal for pretty much all of us, finding those lifers. Lindsay Backus wants extra money to help pay off their cars, keep hitting Success Club and get back to where she was this summer and continue building relationships. Heather wants to build a strong downline and help as many of her coaches go emerald and stay strong on the road as possible, finding the right people to join me and not the right now people. Pay off her credit card and use the Beachbody money to support her adventures with her little kiddos, and continue doing all the daily things for her because it's what makes her a better person. And I think we can all relate to that as well. Tabitha wants to impact the lives of at least 10 people to start an active lifestyle, and get the cost of her Shakeology covered and get her husband to try a class or a video with her. And Casey wants to start and complete each and every program she starts and do so with grace, meaning if she falls off, she picks back where she left off and doesn't have to start all over again. I love that. By doing this, I'll reach others, showing that these programs work. Have enough income to cover going on a big family vacation without stressing if we can afford it, and be able to pay for things in cash rather than using a credit card, and then getting a bigger SUV and eventually growing their family. I mean, guys, these are awesome goals that obviously extend way just beyond business. And so one thing that I did was, for the first time, I mean, this is one of the things that you're supposed to do like pretty soon after becoming a coach, but I finally, for the first time, made my vision board for the year. And so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys. Let me pull it up and screen share.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. Okay. Move this little. See, so I'm trying to do this with my left hand because I'm holding you with my right. It's just making it a little bit hard. Move this thing out of the way. Okay. So here is my vision board. If you guys can see it, give me a thumbs up so I know that you can see it. You see Mickey on there?
No.
You want to go see Mickey?
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Liz, can you see my vision board? You're the only photo that I can see right now. Can you give a thumbs up if you can see it? Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so this is my vision board. As you can see on the left are kind of more, Mickey and pumpkins are more business focused goals. And then over on the right are family centered goals. And then in the middle are kind of the overpowering, like big financial, big vision type goals that Levi and I have kind of come up with together for our family. So the thing to keep in mind is, you know, it's really important to kind of break down, you know, to have kind of your big dream vision on where you want to go with this, and then kind of breaking it down into smaller, more manageable pieces so that it actually feels like something that you can accomplish. So starting up at the top over on the left is the New Leader Conference, which I'm going to be going to at the end of February in Los Angeles. I qualified for that along with some of the other, you have to be at least a 2-star to qualify for it. And then under that is Super Saturday, which will be in Dallas. And the Dallas Super Saturday is going to be the very first Super Saturday that I have ever been to, which is like crazy exciting. And I get to take it in with all of you. Attending Summit, of course, in July. And I have a goal of being 5-star by Summit. I want to become a Success Club All-Star Legend, which means that I will have hit Success Club every month for 2 years straight. And that will be, you can't watch this right now. Go out with daddy. Go out with daddy. To be a Success Club All-Star Legend, you have to hit Success Club every month for 2 years. And that will be in August for me. Go out, buddy. I have a goal of doing the Ultimate Reset, and Aaron Holland has been a huge inspiration for me there. I don't have it on my calendar yet when I'm going to do the reset, but I need to do that. By hitting 5-star by Summit, hopefully I will then qualify for the leadership retreat, which is usually in like September, October. And ultimately ending the year as an 8-star diamond and an elite coach. By hitting all of these goals and setting these goals for my business, we are, you know, I also want to make sure that I am putting the time and focus into my family. I need you to take him out of here, please. Meaning that Levi and I are going to be going on a weekly date night. And even if it isn't a date night every week, maybe we even get like a lunch where we go together. And then taking a family vacation, kind of like once a quarter. So we've never been to Great Wolf Lodge before. We'd really like to go there in the spring, hopefully going to Cannon Beach as a family in the summer, and then taking the kids to Disneyland in the fall, which would be super fun. Both of my kids have fall birthdays, and so I think it would be a really fun thing for us to do together as a family. And then super important to me to get down to Arizona at least 3 times because that's where my sister is living right now. And you guys know I'm super crazy close with her and hate her being so far away. So being able to get down there and visit her is like a super top priority. And then, you know, some of our big family visions and goals that we have for our family is to save for a down payment on a dream home that's going to be out closer to the farm so that we can be closer to Levi. Because the thing, like, you know, Summer asks you to kind of identify, like, what is that thing that you hate? Like, what is it that in your life that you hate, that you want to fix? And for us and our family, it's how little we get to see him for such a big part of the year because of farming. So using the income to put towards a down payment so that we are living in a house that is closer to where he's working will give us a lot more time with him. The other thing that just weighs on us is that noose around our necks of debt, which I feel like a lot of people deal with. So being able to officially pay off student loans and pay off credit cards and then really be chunking that money away for a down payment for a new home is really going to take a lot of stress off of our family. So by creating this, you know, like my goals are to go Emerald monthly, meaning I want to add at least 2 new coaches to my team every month. I want to go diamond quarterly, meaning that I help grow 2 new emeralds. In addition to adding 2 new coaches a month, I want to grow 2 emeralds a quarter. I want to get Logan to diamond and grow Levi to diamond, and then ultimately end the year as an 8-star elite coach. Now, the thing is, you know, these goals and these dreams for my family, like, they're big and they're scary, and it's kind of hard to say them out loud because they're dreams, right? But you have to push that believe button. You have to believe that you can do it. And Beachbody is such a powerful catalyst to get you in the directions of things that you only really dreamed of. So by putting those big scary things down on your vision board makes them more tangible. And I am going to get this printed up, probably on some like heavy duty like poster board or something, and it's going to hang above my desk so that I can look at it every day and be reminded why I am doing this. So that if somebody tells me no, or that they're not ready to buy a challenge pack, I don't get down on myself or doubt myself. I get to look up at that vision board and see that house and see that Mickey and Minnie and know what it is that I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for this opportunity for my family. And we're going to get there through time and through consistency. That's how you get good at something, is through consistency. So I really challenge all of you to take the time to sit down and make a vision board. What I did is I just sat down with my notebook and I kind of made up, you know, a couple different columns of things that, you know, I wanted in the business and what we wanted for our family, and then kind of what our ultimate like big scary goals were. And then I just went on Google Images and just typed in all these different things, pulled images, and went into Canva and stuck them on here. It didn't take a lot of time, but I know that it's going to be powerful in helping move things forward this year. So I really challenge all of you to take the time to actually sit down and make a vision board this year. And if you do, then please share it with all of us, because I would really like to see. I am going to stop screen sharing now. And I am going to kick it over to Leslie now.
Okay, well, thank you, Logan, for sharing your vision board with us. I'm super proud of you for doing it. I know you've been wanting to do it forever. Mostly, like, I just appreciate you being able to talk about your dreams out loud. Like, I think that as children, like, we have all these dreams about what we want to be when we grow up and what we want to do with our lives, and people tell us that it's not possible and that we can't do things. And I feel like people like you and people in our upline, like, they show us, like, they give us the permission to dream, and like, it's not crazy, and that you can have the things that you've always wanted. And I have definitely said things out loud that I never thought that I would say out loud that I really want. And like you said, the things that you hate, that you think that you just have to be content with when you don't. And I think so much of that is about like what Logan asked me to talk about today, which was we come across obstacles, we come across setbacks, and we have these limiting mindsets. And so tonight I just wanted to talk to you guys about 5 limiting mindsets that I personally hear a lot of, whether it be from other coaches. And honestly, all 5 of these mindsets I'm guilty of, like I've said to myself. So don't feel like you're alone. I encourage you to write them down, because all 5 of these limiting mindsets are lies. They're not true, and you can rewrite them. So number 1, I don't have a transformation photo to share. So maybe you're just starting out with Beachbody, maybe you've just started your journey, maybe you don't think that your transformation is jaw-dropping as so-and-so's. Like, I get it. Like, I was there. I was terrified to create a light page and to start talking about my journey, because I didn't think that I had a transformation. And I was 40 pounds overweight when I started sharing. I had lost maybe like 5 pounds or something. And so I thought, like, who in the heck is going to listen to me talk about fitness? Like, they're going to look at me and be like, I don't want to look like that. And so, you know, like, you just talk negatively about yourself and you put yourself down and you don't think that you have any value to offer, when that's not the point of a like page. Like, the point of a like page is not to sell Beachbody. The point of a like page is to create relationships with people. It's to, you know, that's why people are on social media. You hear that all the time. People are on social media to be social. Like, they want to learn about you. They want you to learn about them. It's simply an avenue to, like, get to know people. So all you have to do is, like, show up, be you. Like I've always said, be unapologetically you. Okay, so how do you do that? Like Logan talked about, you figure out what your 5 pillars are. If you don't know what your 5 pillars are, you need to, like, sit down and figure out what they are. Ask your husband, ask your friends and family. What are 5 things that kind of encompass who I am, who I am passionate about? Erin Holland is passionate about healthy marriages. She talks about it every day on her page. You know you're going to show up and Erin's going to talk about healthy marriages. Okay, for me, I talk about depression and anxiety. I talk about co-parenting. Think about things that you're passionate about, that you want to talk about, that go beyond health and fitness. Like, that's where you're going to connect with people. That's where you're going to find your people. So figuring out your people leads me to number 2, okay? Number 2 is people are going to reject me. Okay, so obviously, like I said, terrified to create a like page. I am 150% the girl that cares how many likes she gets on a picture. Okay, totally that girl. Like, I notice. Okay, so, and if someone says something negative to me, I take it to heart. I take it personal. If I say, hey, do you want to go to lunch at Red Lobster? No, I'd rather go to Olive Garden. Oh my gosh, she probably doesn't like me. Okay, like, that's how bad it is sometimes. Okay, so rejection, I mean, that could be, I think people are going to talk about me. I think they're going to laugh at me. I think they're going to say, oh, wow, now she's selling Beachbody? Like, what next? Or whatever. It's judgment. It's that fear of judgment. The truth is, if people are rejecting you, they're either A, not your people, or B, they're not ready. Okay? Let me tell you the story of how I started Beachbody. For those of you that don't know it, I'll shorten it. But I was watching Logan for months, you guys, and I was not being nice about watching Logan. I was nitpicking at Logan, like, oh, wow, another fitness video. Who cares? Oh, wow, a healthy lunch. Aren't you awesome? Like, oh my gosh, did you see Logan Underwood's transformation photo? That was probably photoshopped. I was not nice. I was not nice, okay? Why was I not nice? I wanted what she had, okay? When people are jealous or envious or judging you, it's about them. It's not about you. It's nothing you're doing wrong or saying wrong or any of that. It is their own insecurities. It was my own insecurities. I wanted what Logan had, but I didn't have enough courage to say that out loud, okay? So I wasn't ready. But guess what? I am so incredibly thankful that Logan continued to show up, because she had a fear of judgment. I mean, Logan, yes, like, she was terrified to put herself out there. She continued to put herself out there and show up, and if she wouldn't have done that, she wouldn't have saved my life. You guys, I'm no longer on blood pressure medicine because Logan had the courage to show up on Facebook and say, this is what I'm doing. So what, like, who out there, you know, life could you impact by sharing what you're doing? I mean, it's really that big. It really is. Number 3, okay? I'm not a salesperson. Okay, I hear this one the most. Like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't sell. I don't like to sell. I'm not good at selling. I'm not going to spam my friends and family to join me. Well, good news, because we're not in sales. We're not. We're sharing our journeys. That's what we're doing. We're not salespeople. I'm reading a book by Danny Johnson, First Steps to Wealth. I feel like there's so much echo in this room. I need to, like, put padding on the wall. But okay, I want to share it with you guys. Ready? Sales is like fishing. You have to attract the fish gently, not force them to bite. When you go fishing and you feel a nibble, you jerk the line just a little to get the fish on the hook. This makes the fish want it more because the fish naturally wants to bite. People are similar. When you are gentle with them, they want to find out more about you and your product or your service or your idea. And they naturally want to bite. When we try to shove the bait down the fish's mouth, they want nothing to do with what we have. They want nothing to do with what we're offering, even if it is exactly what they need. Okay? And that just hit me because it really is about being gentle with people, Logan has shared a little tip that she'll post something, and if someone messages her right away, she'll wait a little bit before she messages them back. So it's not oh my gosh, let me tell you all about it. And I like that because you're just kind of gently putting it out there and you're not shoving it down their throat, if that makes sense. So if we go out and lead with the service or the product, hey girl, have you ever tried Mary Kay? What are we telling people? That we just want their money. That's what we're telling people. We just want their money. When we lead with a relationship, we are gaining their trust. There's a huge, huge difference. Okay, and I'm saying this with the preface that I'm not a 10-star elite coach. I'm not in the Millionaires Club, but I do study them, okay? And they all say the same thing. This is about forming relationships first, so then you can deliver a message to solve their blank problem. Does that make sense? Everybody kind of agree what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I start conversations, tons of them, tons of conversations. I find out about people. I ask questions, tons of questions. We can give you guys all the scripts in the world. They're all available to you. But if you don't genuinely care about that person, you're not going to be successful in this business. You can practice friendly. You can practice being friendly, being nice. But that's not what it's going to take to be successful. You need to be someone's friend, not be friendly. Does that make sense? There's a difference. I said yes to Logan because she made me feel valuable. We use that word so much. Everybody wants to feel valuable, you guys. Everybody wants to feel special. Everyone wants to talk about themselves and feel like they have something to offer. And that is the difference between being nice, being friendly, and being someone's friend. We genuinely care. Okay, number 4. This is the one I struggle with the most. Here it goes. She or he is better at this than me, being coaching. I just got goosebumps when I said that because I struggle with this so much, you guys. In fact, Liz, she's been in the challenge group with me since May, and since I started, and I remember her sharing the quote that she loves, that comparison is the thief of joy, right? Am I getting that right? And the truth is, for me, it's not just a thief of joy. It's a damn death trap for me. It is bad. It is a dark, deep hole, and it is hard to get me out, okay? So my sister-in-law, Renee, I'm being very vulnerable with you guys right now, so please bear with me, okay? My sister-in-law, Renee, and I started around the same time. Renee signed up 5 days after me. So it was hey, you want to join me? Okay. Logan and I were kind of tag teaming her. We put her under me. Neither of us thought we were going to do this as a business. We had no idea. It was not planned out at all. I think Logan had a little strategy there because she thought, hey, if Leslie has a coach under her, it'll give her a little confidence. But we started about the same time, okay? So it's awesome because we're doing it together. We can help each other. We can support each other. We can learn together. There's so much to learn. But we're still running side by side, okay? And I got that competitiveness, I got that little well, what's she doing, what I'm doing? And I was comparing myself to her. And there were goals that Renee reached that I didn't reach. Renee's hit SE10 almost every single month, -1, I think. I haven't hit SC10 yet, but I've hit SC5 every month. There are goals that I've reached that Renee hasn't reached, rank-wise or whatever. So, you know, most of the time when we're comparing ourselves to others, I think we're comparing, okay, like, you know how they say Facebook, you shouldn't compare yourself to people on Facebook because you're getting the highlight reel, right? Like, Renee still has her own struggles. Renee still has her own, you know, things that she has to overcome. They're just different than mine. And so for me, yesterday, I found out that Renee, because she's in the top 500 success, am I saying that right? Success Club earners or whatever. So she she won the trip to, where is it? Riviera Maya, am I saying it right? Yeah, okay. So she got the trip, and so she posted about it, and I'm like, oh, I suck. She got the trip, and I didn't, right? And so all I could hear was that that voice in my head that was like, well, she's better at this than you. Like, why try? Like, seriously, I mean, she's gonna kick your butt. And we're in the same family, for goodness sakes. Like, it's even worse, right? So I'm like, all I could hear was that voice in my head saying, if you can't be the best, then why try? And I think we all have those voices in our heads, you know, like whether it came from your parents or a spouse or mean kids at school or the media or something you read. Those are the things that give us those limiting mindsets. Those lies in our head, they are lies, and we have to speak truth over them because this is what I do. If I hear, Leslie, you're not the best of that, so why are you trying? You should just give up. I think, would I say that to my daughter? No way in hell would I say that to my daughter. You know, we don't tell a toddler to stop trying to walk. We don't tell a kid to stop trying to ride a bike. Like, everyone knows that. We don't do those things. We tell them to get up and dust themselves off. So you know what I do now? I speak truth over my life. I shift my focus on the good. I celebrate Renee. I congratulate her. I tell her how proud I am. And I am, like, fully, you know, and I move on. Because there's this quote that I read that said, sometimes you fall down because there is something down there you were supposed to find. And I love that because isn't that so true? Sometimes when you look back at your life and you're like, oh, that makes sense now. Now I know why I fell. Okay, number 5, last one. I'll shut up. Last one. I tried and it didn't work for me. I tried to be a coach. I tried to go diamond. I tried to sell challenge pack. It didn't work. Okay? This is tough love for you, okay? Tough love. Your dream does not have an expiration date. And that is something that I've learned from Beachbody, okay? It does not have an expiration date. You can accept where you're at or you can act on it. So you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you just fail forward. You know, the first Super Saturday that I went to, Jeff Hill was there and he was talking about failing forward. And I'd never even heard that term before, fail forward. What does that mean? And I just got fascinated with it. Because it's it's so true. Like, if all you can do is crawl, then crawl. Like, whatever you can do that. Like, you don't, you know, going back, you don't have to compare yourself. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to have everything. Oh, baby. The truth is, I get told no every single day. Logan gets told no every single, Haley gets told no every single day. Top 10 elite coaches get told no every single day, okay? Everybody gets told no. So the difference is the people who stop asking and who keep asking and keep going. So yes, failing is scary. It does get easier to put yourself out there the more you do it. I don't know if the fear of failure ever goes away. I don't think it's going to for me. Has it for you, Haley? Are you still scared? Logan, are you still scared? But for me, the fear of never chasing my dreams, never knowing whose life I could change, it's not as scary as not getting back up. So I'm going to keep getting back up. And I want you guys to get back up with me. All right, I'm going to pass it to Liz because Liz is the ultimate girl that said she was never going to be here, and now look at her now.
Oh, it's so true. Okay, now we're done. Now you go in the other one and do this really fast, okay?
What did she say?
Oh, I'm going to talk now. Okay, of course. Right now is when she decides that conversation. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of weird that I'm on this call, period, because when I first started, like over 10 months now, for those of you that don't know, I basically sent Logan a message. We've been like friends on Instagram for years. Like I was looking at some super old picture and like it pops up, the people that and I was like, Logan liked this. And I was like, that was, some years ago, so I sent her a message and said, this is where I'm at. I had an awful pregnancy. I gained a 10. Okay, no more kitchen. In the other room, please. Thank you. I'll see you soon. So I need to do something. Tell me about Pio. Tell me about the shakes. Like I'm in. Like, she never messaged me or anything. And she wrote back, and I talked to my husband, and I got signed up. But with one caveat, I said, do not tell anyone that I'm doing this. I said, I'm not telling anyone that I'm doing this, so do not tell anyone that I'm doing this. Which, like, she listened for a while, and I still didn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my own mother. And, like, I tell my mom a lot. Like, she's one of my best friends. And then all of a sudden one day, I'm, like, on Facebook, and I have some, like, notification that I got added to some group. And I was like, what's this? Like, oh, it was a challenge group. It was, like, an ending challenge group, And so then I, like, asked her. But I was like, well, now, like, there are 2 people that I know via social media in there, and now they know. And that was like a big moment for me though, because I had already like had my own secret Instagram, and I was, keeping track, and obviously like I was working on it every day, and I was drinking my shake every day, but no one knew about it. And so now I had this opportunity to share it, and not with the outside world, but with everyone like in this group. And so I did, and I started getting really active in the group, regardless of how much I didn't want to be a part of it, only because I didn't know. I didn't want people to know. I was embarrassed, like how much I weighed. And then I was embarrassed by how upset I was about something like that. But I was. So, but I started, getting involved. And then I started like making friends. And then I started, feeling good, like in this like small. So like now my circle, grew a little bit. So, but that circle felt good. And so then like 2 months later, we were staying with my parents, and I told my mom, because we were staying at her house. Like she saw that I was drinking a shake for one of my meals. So, then my like personal circle grew. And then I kind of reached the point where people I knew were asking questions about it. And so eventually I approached Logan and said, okay, I think I want to share this publicly. And she probably like fell out of her chair. Like, who are you? But I said, I don't know if I can. And then I think I like wavered for a while, and then I typed up, 17 different ways, and I wasn't even necessarily that I wanted to like actively coach, which like now, I've even changed that, I guess. But I was like, this isn't me. This isn't my personality. Like, I don't share details like this. Like I, share things like with my like best friends and my family, like my super close family, and that's it. Like I don't share how much weight I gained in a pregnancy, and I don't share that I was really sad about it. And I don't do those things. And then I realized that I wanted to do those things because look how different I already was. So I started in the middle of March. I think I shared at the end of June, like, this is what I've been doing. This is where I'm at. And I still remember that day. I was like sitting outside because like when it was warm outside, I worked out outside and after workout. And so I was like texting Logan, here's all the things that I want to say, but I don't think I can do it. And she wrote back and said, if it makes you really excited, but it also makes you want to throw up, you need to do it. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, what am I? And I did it like 5 o'clock. I hit share, like, and going back, like, I don't know why I was so afraid, but I think I had already like changed. Like I had changed from the person who didn't want anyone to know to then like I let all of like my new friends and like my cheerleaders, like in my challenge group, I let them know what I was doing. And then I was ready to let other people know what I was doing. Yeah. And then Erin Crinklaw, that's kind of where the next piece comes into it. And I can remember, okay, thank you. Logan saying things about like, if I had never shared, then, where would all these other people be? And, my like list of people is still really small, but they're important people. Like, Erin is one of my best friends, and like, I don't know where she would be, like, if I hadn't shared. And I don't know where, like, one of the other girls is a girl I went to high school with who, has just a lot on her plate. And I don't know where she would be if I hadn't have shared. And, okay, now I'm going to cry. This is only Logan knows this, but then, like, my mom, and she's not, like, drinking shakes yet, but she's been working out, doing 21-day fix, and she's, like, has weak ankles and weak knees, but she's a crazy walker, but she just couldn't lose weight. Like, she just walks a couple miles a day. And she told me the other day that she's lost 9 pounds doing 21-day fix, and she's never been so strong. And like, she's so proud of herself. Like, I've never seen her so proud of herself. Why am I crying? I wasn't going to cry. But like, if I hadn't have shared and I hadn't have like encouraged her, like I had been encouraged, then I don't know where she would be, and now I like look at Erin, and she's, sharing with like her friends, and, so I just think that I look back and I know I was scared because it's really hard to share. And even now, like, I like went live on my Facebook page the other day, and like, I was literally so nervous, like, and I was saying things that I say, like all the time, and that I believe, and that I like can talk to my husband about, more than he probably cares for me to talk to them about. But it's scary. Like, it's hard to be vulnerable, but then after the fact, you just look back and God, you're just so happy that you did it, I guess. So, I wasn't planning on getting so emotional about it, but, yeah, so I guess you look back to March where I'm smiling. Oh, you're smiling. Thank you, sweetie. Where I didn't want anyone to know that I was like working out every day. And I'm glad that I told people. So I think that's what I was supposed to talk about. I hope that I stayed. So I think that for people that are nervous, and I, in June, I had a good transformation so far because I had a long way to go, but I was not at my ideal. I wasn't, complete. I wasn't confident in, how, where I was. I wasn't, I wasn't wearing bikinis to show off what like my transformation photo, showed, but that's what made like it more relatable to people. And that's why people could look at me and say, oh my gosh, if Liz can do it, like her kids sleep like crap. And to be fair, my kids are sleeping a lot better in the last 2 weeks since we had that last call actually, and I'm nightly, but for the, 3 years plus till that, my kids have, okay, thank you. They can actually hear you now. It's not just muted. Yeah. So if you're nervous, to share, just, you never know who's there listening. Literally, you never know. So can I be muted now?
Thanks so much, Liz. Love you. I think we're all like wiping tears away. I am not quite sure how to top that. Does anybody, Leslie, do you have any closing thoughts, or Haley, or anybody want to pop in with any closing thoughts? No? I know. Tough act to follow. So the biggest thing is to really just have that belief in yourself that you have the power to change lives, because that's why we do this. There are so many layers to why we do this, but we do this to help people. We are relationship builders. We have the power to transform people's health in truly incredible ways, whether it's through losing weight, getting off blood pressure medication, getting off, depression and anxiety medication, like battling postpartum depression in a natural, healthy way, bringing families together, bringing marriages together, teaching our children what it's like to live an active and healthy lifestyle. You know, my dad has always been really active and played sports like through college, and has always had an exercise routine for as long as I can remember. And he is very emerald personality, so I can tell you like exactly what his routine was like every single day of the week. But I never grew up watching my mom be active and fit, and always sort of, you know, she was always small but never super fit, never totally confident with herself. She would make those comments like, oh, if I could just lose 5 more pounds, and kind of like shuffle with her clothes and stuff. And I kind of internalized that, and I don't want that for Lucy. I want to show her, you know, from a really young age, like what it's like to just grow up in a natural, healthy, fit lifestyle, where it's not like a question or a burden to work out. It's just something that we do because it makes us happy. And that's what she knows. I mean, she knows if mommy's a little grumpy, it's probably because she hasn't worked out yet. And she'll ask me, Mommy, did you do your workout today? She holds me accountable, and I want that. So just remember that this is not about sales. It's not about trying to twist someone's arm to get them to buy something that they're not sure they really want. This is about giving someone the tools to ultimately and completely change their life, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. We have the power to change people's lives, and it starts with us. So, you know, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love that. Okay. If no one else has anything to say, then we will wrap it up. I think I'm pulling up my calendar really quick. Do you know what the plan is next Tuesday, Haley, since there's 5 Tuesdays? We'll have to look and see if Summer's planning to have a team call, or if Megan and Carrie are going to have something, or
something on Fit and Fierce they said was going to happen on the 5th.
I think they usually do one of those like recognition type calls or something like that. So we'll keep you guys posted what is in the works for next week. I do want to leave you with one little video really quick. And I'm sorry if this like starts playing really quick before I get it loaded. So 1 second. Oops. Let me come back here, and I'm going to screen share really quick. I've shared it in our team page before. But for those of you who have done PIO, you know Coach Jimmy.
If you've sat here and you feel really motivated, I wish, but you're like, I don't know, Jimmy, I still don't know if I can do this. I got so much doubt. It seems so big. You don't know where I've been. You don't know my story. It's just too hard. I'm going to tell you this. Yes, it's hard. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I took too much time in my career trying to tell people, oh, no, this isn't hard. Oh, it's easy, blah, blah, blah. And then I wonder why I had a really lazy organization, because that's what I sold them. But if you're just like, I don't know if it's worth it, that's what I hear all the time. Is it worth it? Are the programs worth it? Is the business worth it? Shakeology worth it? For those of you who have kids, take your kid right now. Or your loved one. Or that family member that's struggling. And if your answer is it's too tough, I want you to go to that family member and look them in the eye and say, I was sitting on something that could change your life, where you would never have to worry about your finances again. But it was too hard, and you weren't worth the effort. I can't do that to mine. 9 years in, I've shown up every day. Good days, bad days. Keep rolling. Thank you, Philly. You got it.
So whenever I need a punch in the gut, that's the video I go watch. And it gets me all fired up, and then I go invite people. So thank you guys for getting on tonight. We will keep you in the loop for what is the plan for next Tuesday, and we will see you all in the team page.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.